Good day, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little different, kind of like the last video was for the track steer. This one, although, we'll be looking at the new JoyT5 excavators. This one's sitting out in front of us on the driveway. We're going to go around, do a quick little peek at that one, and then we're going to get on to the real fun, the new 6-ton that they have in stock. Oh! Well, seeing it's in the way in the driveway, let's just give a quick check. I dig this. I really like the blue. Oh, that back looks way better. Oh, nice little rotating beacon up there. I think this is a gasser. I think. Could be wrong. But, oh yeah, check that out. I like that. Oh, getting a call. Let's snoop around a little bit. Oh, what do we got here? Another one of them little guys. Looks like it's just getting put together. Now, I did find out these are diesel. So, that's cool. We like that. We'll get price points and stuff from RKD later on those kind of things. And, ooh, here we go. Something a little more my speed, more my style. Ah, they got a new 6-ton. Ooh, wonder if we'll get to maybe do a demo or walk around on this today. Oh, the cab's looking different. That does look... Oh yeah, maybe a little more room in there. Well, we'll check that out. Maybe, hopefully. You never know. Ooh. A lifting point. Oh, I like that. That's also approved. Oh, I really do like this. I like the simple look of these machines. Not too complicated, not too plasticky. Just looks like you can send it to work, you can work on it. It'll be a good, reliable machine. Ah, I like that. Alright, this one I'm excited about. Not that I wasn't excited about the last one, or anytime I get invited out to the JoyT5 lot to test a new piece of equipment, or see something different. Always excited about that, always grateful. But, distractions aside, the big orange thing on the screen, well, relatively speaking, big orange thing on the screen in front of you. The new 2025 JoyT5 5600 6-ton excavator. Wow. They're just wow. We'll start with just wow. This is so different than the 2024 model in performance and feel in the cab for the operator. This machine effortlessly glides through its movements. The house swings dangerously fast. Tracks nicer this year. It feels more planted this year for whatever reason. I don't see a difference in the counterweight or any of the components on the rear that would allow it to be planted better. Visibility is great. The cab being bigger with that bulged back window, as you can see here, you know, that area there. It's nice. Lots of light in there. Again, able to see a lot of things. Backup camera, which is nice. But just, I can't get over the smoothness of this machine. The takes next to nothing on the joysticks to get it to do anything. I'm sure as if you see their video on it, you'll see us put it through some paces. Again, trying to be considerate to the consumer or the customer. We're not going to put the dirt or the bucket in the dirt, which, you know, I would love to do with this. But again, we want the customer to be the first person to take the paint off the teeth, take the paint off the bucket. That means a lot. You know, you wouldn't want your brand new pickup truck with scratches in the box. Same kind of deal, same courtesy, same kind of respect, right? So that being said, I haven't been able to dig with the machine, but what I did get to put it through, which was, you know, 3 to 4 functions at a time, it did, you know, bog down a little bit, which is expected. You know, they'll all do that. but not as much as the 2024 model. This one powered through a lot of things that I didn't think it would, or I had doubts that it would perform as well as it did. Now that is because of the new pump this year, and again, go see their video on it. Arky explains the new pump and why it's such a big change. Still a Yanmar power plant. I think it's around 55, 56 horsepower. You know, they've done a few little upgrades under the hood there. They got some mesh screens over the hydraulic coolers and or radiator pack. They're packed together there. So that's a nice little bonus for keeping things clean. Grease points are still very accessible. The side shift boom or side pivot boom, whichever way you want to call it, surprised me. You know, to be honest, I thought, I was under the impression when I first saw it that it would pivot the same amount of degrees either way. Not the case, and initially I didn't like it, but the more and more I thought about it, the more and more it made sense, and actually the more and more I like it. So that being said, again, refer to their video, that this boom on this machine pivots closer to the cab side than it does to the blind side. Why I like that is because it forces you as an operator to have more visibility when you want to get closer to the cab, and when you turn the house, on the undercarriage, and you're starting to do that excavating that requires the boom to be fully pivoted over. It forces you into the most visible position, and that's a great thing. I know as an operator myself, I do get a little compliant, a little complicit on things that, you know, I should have my head on a swivel more, but we do. We get, you know, we get kind of lazy, we get tired, you know, whatever, it gets repetitive. This is a good little feature that I think will go a long way. At first, it might irritate some operators, but in the end, again, I think it's a good safety feature, and it makes you, you know, stop being a lazy operator and think about what you're actually doing with your undercarriage, where you're placing the machine, and, you know, the kind of ground you're on. And before you get into a situation, knowing how you're going to position your machine as you walk in or walk out, depending on what you're doing, which is great. You know, anytime that an operator has to think, I feel it's a good thing, because again, it breaks us out of the monotony and lets us, you know, jars our focus to mind on task, and we need that. That's good for the market, I feel, anyways. Not trying to praise this thing like a holy grail, because, you know, there are a few things on it that I wish were cleaned up. I wish some of the welds were a little better. I'd like to see a little more finesse in a few areas from the manufacturing point. You know, that being said, I do understand that the price range that this machine has versus the price range of name brand 6 tons there's a good gap there, and refer to them to ask questions on that. I only did a little bit of research and a little bit of chit chatting here and there with the guys about price point. The way I look at it is, can a guy or a business, not necessarily a guy, but can a business owner or a property owner or a potential owner bring this machine home at a cost-effective point? Yeah, I really do, and I really do feel that this machine could nip on the heels of what you call the big brands. I really feel it's there. Now, again, I haven't been able to put it in the dirt. I would like to get one and put one in the dirt. I believe that's going to happen here in the next little bit. When exactly, I don't know. So there is that, and I know Arkady and I had talked about that already. But, you know, it's a good, well-balanced machine. The walking motors, I don't know if they've changed them. I doubt it, but they seem smoother. It's nowhere near as jerky. The blade, what they call the dozer blade, is very, very fine tunable. Where before it seemed jerky and loose, and really you only wanted to use it to plant the machine if you were going to just before you started digging. This one feels like it's more connected to the undercarriage. Now, one of the things I did notice, or I should say, another one of the things I did notice was the thumb. If you go watch their video, that thumb is lightning fast. It only seems to have like on and off. That is something that I don't particularly like. There are other operators that may. I know in certain circumstances that can be a fantastic thing. Like, if you're trying to carry a log or a pipe or something's getting out of grip, you can just smack the button and it's back. You got back grip on it. I like a progressive thumb. I like one that you have to hold, like not a toggle, but like a rocker switch type idea, where you can apply certain amounts of pressure, not just on and off. Again, that is something that Arcadine and I talked about, and we're not sure what happened there, because the previous model actually had that. When you hit the thumb switch, because it's two individual buttons side by side, when you hit those buttons, it was progressive and it was slower. So he's got some questions that he's going to ask as well of Rippa, which is what that machine is. In case anybody didn't know, it's a Rippa 6-ton underneath. I like the looks of the machine. It's, as I said earlier in the video, I like it. It's simple yet kind of elegant. Like there's some character to it. It's not just a box from the 70s, or like one of these new futuristically styled pieces of fiberglass that you'd be afraid to get dirty because it might fall apart. Not pointing at any manufacturer in particular, it's just that's what I've kind of noticed with the machines that have been released lately. Not my gig. Hey, if you like that, great, awesome, more power to you. Individual choice and taste, that's a thing, and you know what, have at her. That's approved. I appreciate different machines looking different ways, but this is just more my style. I find the simpler the panels are, the easier they are to access underneath, especially if you got to take them off or flip them open, what have you, or God forbid you got to replace one because you had a little accident. Those things happen. So I think that's a bonus. I think that's a positive as they go into. I would think this is a next generation for them. With the new pumps and the new cab, I think that's what they're calling it, is the next gen, or like a 2.0 type idea. I'm not 100% sure on that, so could have my foot in my mouth there, but whatever. It's not the first time it's been there. Stick and boom and hydraulic coupler and all that, they're all the same from the last model. The pivoting area itself looks to be very reminiscent of the last model. But this machine just feels better. You get into it, and you really, there's no way to really describe it. Like, you kind of just want to get at it. You just want to start digging dirt, and whatever is the project in front of you, you just want to do it. I was very tempted right there, and I wish I could have. I'd have dug basements with this thing. This is a machine that you want to be in. This is a machine that you want to spend long hours in. It feels capable. It looks capable. Again, it's not over garnished with all this other stuff and all these knickknacks and accessories and whatnot that you're kind of worried about. This is a get it done machine. I appreciate that more than more than I can say. So that's my rambling on it. Some of the questions that I normally get when I talk about a 6-ton is, how big is it? How big is a 6-ton machine? Well, here is Eva, our 2023 GMC Sierra crew cab with a 6'6" box, half-ton, nose to nose with this other, with the 6-ton. Sorry. So it gives you kind of an idea on how big they are. Now, a 6-ton weighs roughly 12,000 pounds, 13,000 pounds. So it goes kind of without saying, don't try and tow this with a half-ton. Be smarter. Come on. Smarter. You can do this. Is it a machine that I would have? Well, yeah. Actually, this is one of the few machines that I would, in a second, without question, have. Do I want it in orange? No. Nope. I would like mine to be a custom color. Now, that is an option you can get on these. It is an upcharge. I'm not sure how much, but it is an upcharge. And I don't believe it's automotive colors, but don't quote me on that, because I could be wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, so that's it. It is something that I would bring home. I really do feel like this year, and I'm sure, I've said it before. This year they've really done well with the machine. I think it would do a lot of businesses really well in the long run. We know that the Yanmar engines, they're as legendary as Kubota. All your big names use them. Cat, Deere, well, who else uses them? Yanmar themselves produce a machine, if I remember correctly. You know, that those, if they're using those engines in their compact fleet, well, that goes to show you what they're worth, right? If they're willing to stand behind those engines. And that's what powers this. So it's got a good foundation, and I really feel this machine's ready to go. I would like to see a couple other options on it, but again, this machine was spec'd a certain way for a certain person, and they're not all like this. So would I order one, or will I order one, or am I ordering one? Unfortunately, no. The work isn't there to order one of these. To even with the price point, I still can't justify it, because being in southern Alberta, it's going to sit most of the winter. That doesn't mean it has to. I just know for my business at this point, it would. Well, I'm not there yet. You know, could somebody twist my rubber arm into one? Yeah, probably. You know, as long as I can get it in a color that I want and a couple options that I would like, and payment's correct and the work is there, and you know, I don't get too much flack when I bring it home and put it in the backyard. You know, it's kind of like buying another project truck. I personally think if you have one excavator, you need to have three. You know, like if you have one project truck, you got to have three. They need friends, right? So I already have one of the JoyT5 products. It's a little 1-ton gasser that does well for me, and there will be videos on that machine getting modified, because I can't leave anything alone. Stock is boring, and why not? Just stock is boring. Well, I'm going to try and wrap it up here for this machine. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you do have any questions on it, you can always ask the boys at JoyT5 about them. If you have a more operator-oriented question, feel free to ask me. You know, it's been that demo day was fun. It took a while. I'm not gonna lie, it took a while to get that video done. But yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed that one. So, but again, thank you so much for hanging out, for for sitting here, listening to me ramble about this thing. Hopefully you learned something. If you didn't learn anything, I tried, I guess. Sure, maybe. Um, but yeah, this is mainly just my opinion on it. With my opinion on the machine out of the way and my rambling done, hopefully. Once again, would like to take time to thank the boys at JoyT5 for inviting me out and letting me participate in that demo of that machine. Again, I can't say it enough. That machine is fantastic, and that was a fun day. I would love to do that again. I do know there's some new gear coming up here in the next couple months, I believe. So hopefully I can cover that as well with them, and as well here in a better way, a little more detailed, and have to get some actual footage for you guys there, which would be nice. But again, thank you so much. Take care. Be nice to each other, and we'll see you on the next one.
Alright, so some things have changed. It looks like the truck is trying to take home a new friend. Hey Arkady, what's that saying? How's it go? Bucket in the box and I own it or something like that?
Is that what it was?
Uh-oh, now I'm in trouble.